Hey everybody, welcome back to another drawing tutorial. Today we're going to be drawing Mechagodzilla versus Godzilla. So kind of close up on their heads, they're kind of real close to each other, screaming in each other's face, right? So I'm on landscape orientation paper. Use a pencil and an eraser definitely for this. Mechagodzilla is crazy hard to draw, I'm just going to be honest. There's a lot involved with drawing them. I'll try and simplify it as best I can. But definitely pencil and eraser. You can always do ink on top of pencil. Okay, so hit pause when I move my hand or if I go too fast, right? So let's just go for it. So we're going to start with, like, in Mechagodzilla's sort of eye region. Center point is just up here. We come up over to the right hand side. And we're going to just go kind of diagonal down here first, right? And then we're going to bring it across, sort of down this way, right? So he's got these sort of armor plates and things, right? So this is going to come up to there. And then we have a line that's going to bring us to the eye, right? So we're going to go back this way, right? Now this can be straight, sort of, like, try and get it like straight-ish, as straight as you can anyway. So up here, we're going to have the sort of hole for where the eye is, right? So we go diagonal up, we'll bring it diagonal down, and then we'll go diagonal that way, bring it around the bottom, and then we go up into here. Okay, so our eye is in here. So it looks like his eye is like a disc, right? So it's kind of like just this sort of circular shape, an oval sort of shape here. And then around that, there's more sort of rectangles and things, right? So we got like a rectangle in here. So there's kind of all these different shapes that make the eye sort of function and stuff. So there's like another one going diagonal back this way. And it seems it goes like into a sort of a ridge or something back here. And then this has got like a bottom to it, like that. Maybe like another couple of lines in here, and some more lines around. So this is like all the stuff that makes the eye move. And then the back of the eye will have sort of certain lens lines on it, like back there. And then, so mostly in shadow right inside here. So we'll just color these parts black that are in around all these objects, right? So like in here dark, in here dark. So if you were pencil, just shade it, you know, dark with a pencil, or wait for your ink stage, whatever way you want to draw it. You could shade it in with pencil real dark. Right? That's mostly his eye, and that's red usually, right? So, right, so we'll go we'll just go up and around for his forehead. So we'll go up this way and we'll bring it back like so. We go slightly further than this part, and then we bring it straight down. And then we're going to go back towards the eye again. So it's going to go like back this way, right? And then, so we follow this sort of line again, see here. And then we'll just add a diagonal here. And then we'll go down towards the front of the eye. You're kind of making it look like he's kind of frowning a little bit. Going that way. And then there's a ridge up here, like so, and maybe like another sort of eyebrow area line here, like that, right? So these are the two main sections now for his head. So in here, you can have like extra details, right? So like lines that like come down around like so. So it's like you're adding sort of edge lines to each section. It makes them look more sort of robotic and stuff, and like different plates and things inside as well. So there's no steadfast rule for this really. You can kind of make this bit up, really, is what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't have to be super, you know, accurate or anything. You know, you can just sort of go around the edge, you know, add some plates inside, you know, stuff like this. And maybe like bolts and things holding them on, you know, like stuff. And as much of this as you want now, you know, stuff like that. Okay, but I think I'll leave it there. I think that's the best I can do. So, so he has a jaw. He has a top jaw and a bottom jaw, right? So his top jaw comes out to his snout out this way, right? So we'll just bring a line out like so. And every now and then you'll have like a little, like a box or, you know, like different sections like that, right? So we go out like that first, and then we'll bring it up to his nose, and his nose goes diagonal up that way. We bring it across, down. And he has all these bumps and stuff on the front. So it like comes out, bumps down, comes down again, out, like steps going down stairs or something, out like that. And then we'll bring it in. And then we meet sort of his what would you call his lip, right? So his lip comes out here. And the bottom comes around this way, right? So we can kind of see the roof of his mouth. And here then we have those rectangle sort of teeth. Right, like one there. Maybe another one beside it. Slightly smaller. Do another one maybe here. Like that. And then we'll just sort of join these together. And then we'll bring this down for that top jaw area, right? So it goes diagonal and then back up into his head, back up here, okay? So we'll just go up into there. And then this has all like armor plating and stuff on the inside as well. So like extra lines, extra details. So we'll just go up here and we'll add some. We'll start up here and we'll work our way all the way back to there. And we'll add whatever we can. Like so, and then maybe like an angle sort of line coming down here. And again, you can kind of make this up. It doesn't, like, depending on how much of a stickler you are and how accurate you want it to be to the movie. You know, you don't have to be too accurate. You know, you'll get the idea. People who look at the drawing will get the idea. He seems to have like 3 vents or something here. 4 maybe. 2, 3, 4. Like there. And then, you know, bolts every now and then. And like in this section he seems to have like speakers or something, like circles. It's probably, is it where his voice comes out maybe? I guess it would make sense if his voice came out from here. This one is like an oval one. And it goes back that way. And it has maybe like a line around it here. And again, ridge lines and stuff can help make them look a bit more robotic. Okay, so the other side of his mouth again. So we got like, so this is like the front. So we can see some teeth coming out the other side, right? Like back this way, some rectangle sort of teeth. But you can't see sort of inside because all this is like dark black on the inside here. And the other side of his jaw will come up to here, roughly. Maybe I'll put another one. There should be a long one here. Like all inside there is colored in shadow, right? So kind of like the eye up here. But we'll add the rest of his jaw first. So that's the top jaw, right? So he has like some gears and pistons that open and close his mouth. So what will we do? We'll do the bottom jaw and then connect it up, right? So the bottom jaw comes out from here. It comes out this way. So we'll go down like so. Right down to here. And then we have at the front, so like more boxes and rectangles and stuff all sort of sticking off the other side as well as the front. So let's just bring it out to the front first. See what we can do. We go down, across, up. You know, I'll stepping up a couple of times here because we've different levels of teeth and angles and all sorts of things, right? Right, like that. More teeth, bring it back this way, right? So like more sort of rectangular kind of teeth like this. And you don't have to be a stickler about their height or anything. You can just sort of make it up as you go. Alright, kind of like that. And then we have another jaw plate, right? So it like comes down here and goes underneath kind of the jaw there, right? And then there's a line that will join these together. Maybe another one here. And some more rectangles and things along the bottom here like this. Some more detail lines just in along here. And maybe some bolts and edge lines and things, like some lines maybe that separate the teeth. Line there. And we should see some stuff sticking out the bottom on the other side of his jaw, kind of like the above jaw, right? So like some teeth and bumps and stuff sticking out back here. And eventually this will go up around the jaw. This is like the bottom of the jaw. Up around this way. And it connects to his neck, I think, back here. But we'll do that in a few minutes. We'll just finish all this stuff inside here. So his jaw has a couple of plates right inside here. So we'll go across like so. And then the next one out and down. And then this goes up. Around. And we'll like bring it into here, right? So that's that plate, and then I think there's another one that sort of sticks out here. So we go up, across, up and in. And then this plate should come down to like the bottom of the jaw. Down to like here. Line there like that. And then sort of line there. And we seem to have like another one of these speakers here, so like that. It sort of goes into this sort of hole like area there and give it an edge line. Bolts and, you know, vents and all gaps and things. There, and then he's got like a big speaker here, like a real big one. So and this is like a line going around it like that. And then edge line, bring it around nearly the whole thing. Back up the other side there. And then just some sorts of like, what would you say? Like a rectangle here. Some sort of triangle or box here. Like so. And then some more stuff inside here. Right, so like I said, there's like a piston or something in holding all this stuff together. So it's like, it goes like straight down to here and meets a diagonal one that goes this way. So these are just cylinders, right? So like it comes around like this and then goes up into the roof of his mouth there. And then this back cylinder goes up into the roof of his mouth back here. And then maybe one more around the other side of his mouth here. And we meet like what would be his tongue, but it goes just sort of diagonal this way. And then this cylinder will go up into the roof of his mouth there. And then most of this then is dark black on the inside. There might be like a little box or something there and like a line there, but most of that's all colored in black, right? Right, so then we have gills, like, so kind of like normal Godzilla has, right? So we go sort of back here. They're kind of along his neck. So yeah, it goes back this way and then down like so, and then curves down here, straight down, back around, then up into there, and then we'll bring it up to the back of his head, just into here. You know, and sort of any gaps we have sort of like this, you know, you can add shadows, right? So you can just color anywhere that you think should be dark on the inside, right? So, you know, you shade this in, basically, right? And we'll do that on his neck as well until we can't see anymore, right? So his neck sort of muscles or plates are here. And then, you know, you can add more areas inside or less, or just color the whole thing black. Like there's something back here as well. Some lines on it, and then we'll just color black. Right, and then these gills have sort of lines on them as well, right? So like this, even though they're sort of metallic, we can sort of see edges on them. Kind of makes it look more like a gill, I guess. So then the bottom of his neck, right, will come out from the bottom of the jaw here. So we'll just bring this sort of down like so, right? And it meets his arm. So that like comes around this way, right? So we're just drawing the general shape and then we'll add the details then. So like his arm kind of bumps down here. Okay. And then we meet sort of like big shoulder rectangle sort of lines come around, and then it sort of curves down this way, right? So his like shoulder apparatus is like in here. I'll just move my picture so we can't really see much, but So the neck will go continue more down this way, right? So the joints of the neck go that way. So we're going down here, and this is arm and shoulder, right? So we'll finish the top of the neck as well. So let's see, we've got like 1, 2. So this comes out of his head. So let me see. So like here, right? We've got like starts at the top of the neck going out this way, and then this will go back that way, and then we meet these standing up blades, right? So they're like the wings of airplanes, you know. They're this sort of shape. So there's one there, and then another one here. So we go up to there, and then across, and then down. Right, so starting like this, and then another one behind this one. A few more room, of course. Feel free to keep going with this, but I can't fit in much more than this. If you find you come to the edge of your end of this drawing and you have more room on your page, you can cut the page. That's something that I do regularly. So you make the page fit your drawing, you know. Right, and he seems to have another spike up here or something. And then on these things, then we have like details, sort of like the red tops. Maybe like a line going back that way. Red tops to them, and you know, edge lines as well. Rectangular like boxes, lines down around the sides. Lines like this. You know. But you can add as much of this detail as you want. It's kind of like this stuff. And then there seems to be like 2 rectangles here. And then some more lines just going this way. Like more gills and vents and things. And then there's like these straps that come across the neck. So we like go in here, change direction a few times, down, up, in, like so. Then the next one, up like this, down, and they go down the whole way through the neck. And then his neck has sort of details on the inside here as well. You know, sort of tubes and spikes, and in between all these they're like black shaded shadow areas, right? So like lines like this. We give these some edge lines. So Mechagodzilla is not easy. So just take your time. Hit pause. There might be like some tubes going that way. Like so, and I'll just color in some black areas. Okay, so as for the shoulder down here, right? So he's got like an area that comes across like so. Comes out and down. It's kind of like his collarbone. So it goes in down this way. And then that's got some like edge lines on it. Like so. And then some more sort of crazy stuff down here. So hard to make out, but you can kind of make this up, as I said. So we go up to here, and then this it could have some more sort of plates and armor and stuff on them. shadows inside here. And then, so we'll just keep adding sort of plates and tubes and stuff like this. Like so. So I'm kind of just making this up now. It's not sort of anatomically correct. Maybe another curved one here. Okay, you know, and feel free to like add as much of these sort of boxes and stuff as you want. Right, just to make it look sort of angular and things like that. But that basically is our Mechagodzilla drawing, right? So we'll go over and do our boy Godzilla now. So noses are real close together, right? So we're just going to go, and he's got a real square nose, right? So say like the front of his nose will go up like this and down, right? Down like so. And maybe like add a wrinkle or two just at the top here. So then his nostril will be in around here. And we'll bring it just like a slit sort of coming down here. Right, so then the bump for his head and his brow and things. So like we go sort of bring a line in towards his eye back here, and then the brow kind of bumps around this way. So it'll go bumping sort of line for the back of his head back that way. Okay, it starts to go travel back, and it'll be a sort of bumpy sort of line. And we start to hit sort of scales and things back here so that they stick up, right? You know, those big ones. Right, so his eye then will be in around here at this, in this sort of brow area, right? So it's kind of like shaped like a lemon. It's real small. So curves here. And then the bottom curves around there. And you know, this point can come back and fit, sort of join that section there as well. And this kind of curves around, you know. Right, and then we can't really see much of a, like a pupil or anything inside, but if you wanted, you could add sort of a snake-like or cat-like eye there. And then we got like some lines around. So we got like eyelid line here, coming around the top, coming back, like back this way. And then a few more going around the roof of his roof of his eye, back this way, right? So these sorts of lines eventually come back and join scales back here. And we also have some more sort of eye lines around. Here and also like around the eye. Around the bottom of his eye here. Like layers of bumps and scales and like a shadow, maybe you could like thicken up this. Right, like this sort of stuff. So more sort of details and stuff around the eye, but we'll get the shape for the face sort of drawn in first, right? So his mouth will come along this way. So top of his sort of snout here, and then we'll bring it back. And then it goes down, so it goes like that sort of skin flap that they have sort of down here. And then he has the rest of his jaw that'll come back, and we have those lines of the face that come up this way. And then back around to the back of the head here. Right, like so. And this can go in here. Okay, getting there now. So, let me see. So this kind of skin flap eventually becomes like his bottom jawline. So it'll go down this way. Down there. And then the bottom chin, real square again. Then around, bring it up, and we'll go all the way now. Up around and in to here somewhere. And then the starts of his neck will come down this way. Okay, so that's our like general shape for Godzilla, right? Back of his jaw comes up here. Okay, so we got to give him teeth now, right? So at the front, so we've got like a gum section and a tooth section and stuff. So we'll do the gums first. So they kind of bump around each tooth, you know, like this. And sometimes they're spaced out. They're not sort of all together, but a general sort of gum line. And then eventually it'll stop like under here. So you got like your last tooth will be like here somewhere. Like that. And then the gum line sort of recedes and goes back into here, right? And then, so each of these will be like a tooth, right? So, and they can be small, you know, they're odd shaped teeth. They're not the same all over, right? And you can have like tiny ones next to bigger ones and stuff, right? So it's like, it's unusual. know, maybe some texture lines just coming up from his lip here. And like a nose line coming around here. These kind of eventually come out here, and you know, more sort of textures. You can put some scales on them going this way. Right, and we can see sort of around the back of his mouth, right? So we got like another layer of teeth, it seems, back here, right? So like, so coming back down here, so we can see sort of his some teeth sticking out back here. It's like the inside of his mouth, kind of like with Mechagodzilla as well. So it's like got a gum line, bumps around, and you just add teeth inside there as well. And they can be odd shaped, you know, teeth like so. And like some gum line bumps and stuff on the inside. And then the inside of his, the other side of his mouth, like the other flap on the other side. Down there. And this will have like some lines inside there. Right, and so should, yeah, so that's should, this should as well. So this maybe goes back that way a little bit, and then lines like so. Right, so then bottom teeth and tongue, right? So we can see again sort of a bit of a gum line, you know, just like a bumpy sort of line here. And goes in to there, and then like teeth again. He has quite small teeth compared to like the rest of them, right? And then here you can add sort of texture lines going around, scales and stuff coming around his mouth. Right, and then we can see his tongue sort of sticking out here, right? So he's like got a tongue sort of pointy, goes back to here, and then on the other side of the tongue, so it kind of goes into his mouth here, and then on the other side you should be able to see more teeth sort of sticking out back here. Again, kind of like a bumpy line for his gum with some teeth sticking out the other side. Right, like so. Right, so then up here, right, we got like some lines on his eyes, basically, is the only way I can describe it. So it like comes out from underneath his eye here, sort of like gills or something. Around to there, like so. And there might be like some more here. They're kind of unusually shaped. You know, they could have wrinkles on them and things. It goes back towards the back of his head, and there's like a scale, the starts of like a scaly part here. Right, and this goes back like so. So lots of this detail on the eye. Again, scales and bumps and wrinkles and stuff on this. Put like maybe a shadow just underneath his brow there. So that's the thing with these reptile-like creatures. There is texture needed. You know, like these sorts of dots and stuff. Stuff like this. Right. So you can make that as detailed as you'd like, really. It's totally up to you. But what we will do, we will keep his neck going this way. Back there, right? And then we'll keep his neck going down here, right? And we sort of eventually get to like what seems to be his arm. Is it his arm? Yeah, and his neck will go that way. Arm on that side. Can we see maybe a bit of an arm here starting, maybe shoulder starting there. And also back here, you know, the starts of sort of spiking lines, right? So these unusually shaped things on the back of him. Starting back there, you know. Okay. So then we have coming out from his jaw, right? We got like this line coming down this way. Coming down there, and then a center line coming back from here. And then these are all scales, right? So we got like lines coming back. Like so, right, from each one. So and these will have like a top to them up here. Maybe just thicken up this ridge just to give it a bit of a shadow. So you're thickening up this line just to make it look a bit darker. That's all. And you can add texture to these as well, like dots and circles and lines. Okay. Right, so then he has scales, right? Or like, what would you call them? Yeah, just like vents or something. So we've got like a line for the bottom of his jaw, just going this way, right? And then these little sort of, it's where the blue power comes out of his throat, sort of. And it's kind of like flaps or like this. And then the next one. You're sort of drawing them in lightly, and then we'll give them sort of this sort of edge line here. And sort of these sort of fish lines on them. So this will probably be a long video now. I do apologize, but you know, when there's characters with this much detail, you kind of got to take your time. And there might be like shadow under, just thicken up the bottom line, just to make it look like they're sort of raised up a little bit. So just making it kind of a bit of a shadow under here. Like this, and then we have armor plating coming down the front as well. So he's got like, you know, this sort of other area coming down here, coming down the front of his chest, down into there, right? And this is broken up into armor. So like comes down the front, kind of sticks off the chest a little bit. This kind of stuff, and it kind of gets bigger as it goes down. Right, like this. It kind of sticks off maybe. Each one sort of sits on top of the next. And this can have, you know, edges, edge lines. Texture going this way. Right, how are we getting on? Not too bad. So that's mainly how you do it. That is how to draw Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla. And now I'm just sort of thickening up some lines, trying to tidy it up as best I can. You know, but that's about it. I think that'll have to do. Hope it was helpful, guys. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.